What do you mean, guys? Just doing a teardown here on the Remington 760 pump. If you haven't seen NC Shootis' video, he posted it last year on how to do a disassembly and cleaning on this gun. There's a video out there on it. Go check it out. He actually goes through all the steps. I'm not going to show all the steps because of YouTube's new rules on it, but his old video is still up there, so go check it out. But it's the rifle I used a deer hunt on last year. Shot that young button buck. You haven't seen that video? Go check it out. This gun's my wife's uncle's old gun. I switched the scope out to a Nikon from his old Tasco, Japanese made. I never had a problem with it last year, and the year before I shot a lot of ammo with the range for it. Didn't have a problem with it too this year. I was sitting last night running a dummy round through it. No issues. Ejected fine, fed fine. I mean, another dumb bean I tried too. This one had an issue because of the case on it. When I reloaded this one, I guess there was a little bulge defect in the case right in here, and that caused that one, not the chamber, but then it chambered this one fine after that. But then after that, it's got really, where a bolt is like an AR-15 bolt, it would not rotate that last rotation. That last little rotation unlocked the bolt. It just didn't want to close. It would close and lock fine on an empty chamber, but would not do it with a round in the chamber. I also tried it with a factory piece of ammunition, and did the same, completely the same. YouTube completely safe here. Gun is completely disassembled. So we're gonna get into cleaning this gun. This bolt needs some good cleaning. There's a lot of copper or brass up under the edge of the case where your case goes in at, if you can see it. The bolt head, it can really use some cleaning. Trigger I cleaned the other day, but I'm gonna re-clean it anyways. There's that. You guys can tell it's nasty. I already cleaned some the burr out of there because there was a burr in there. Already cleaned that out. Other than that, it was really dirty and cruddy. I'm trying to get where you guys see that down that barrel, guys. That barrel's really clean. Hasn't much ammo even shot through it, but it's a good reason to clean it. And Uncle Jones used it a lot and shot a lot of deer with it, so definitely needs cleaned. Needs re-oiled. Just taken care of. Inside, it really needs cleaned up. It's pretty bad. Junk and grime, so I cleaned some up the other day on that other part, but this time I want to really get in there and do some cleaning on this gun. Goes here when he's got guns down, guys. Flathead screwdriver of some sort. I like the magnet tips. Shouldn't use a bigger tip. That screw head. Screw heads up that size, guys. No small screwdriver for that, but I like that screwdriver. I have different tips for it. That's a bigger tip for it. This is a Craftsman. I actually have a Brunel's version of that same screwdriver from Brunel's. And that's one of my Brunel's tips in it. Because they're magnet gunsmithing screwdrivers with magnet tips. But he has a small hammer. just in case your barrel's super tight and you can't get it off. And you're going to need 2 punches. Small one where your small these ones sides fits perfectly, and this one or a flathead screwdriver that'll fit in your bolt, not your bolt but your slide to take the gun apart. Just like that, guys. You're taking this apart. Make sure your punching's all the way through. Right, you get a flathead screwdriver that'll fit through there. And let you know, these guns, if you never had it apart, it's gonna be really stiff, and you're gonna need a hammer to get it apart. You're not getting it apart otherwise. Just to let you know, they're super tight, super tight. But just go gentle, and you'll get it apart. But I'll just let you guys see that, what I'm up to. Guys, I'm not going to show you how to do it. NC Shootist, again, has a video on it. But, and I'm keeping it what they consider YouTube safe and YouTube friendly. So, I didn't show the deassembly part of it, tearing it down, but there's the bolt tearing apart, guys. I can tear it down farther by pulling the pin out for the firing pin, but I'm not. But I cleaned it out really heavily outside. Really quick, it's pitch black out here. I just went outside with a light, a straight light, and just sprayed it out really heavily. I just use mass airflow sensor. You can use darn brake clean gun scrubber. My gun scrubber can will not spray. And it's got about a quarter of a can left. But it's a cheap can of Barsol, so I'm not going to buy any more of that. I'll go back to Hobbies probably, or I'll buy a synthetic gun cleaner like I've had before and I love using. But I sprayed the trigger down even because it really cleaned up. So let you guys know I cleaned all those parts up and they were cruddy. Believe me, there you go. That's how much crud was in that gun, just on a bolt carrier. So, do yourself a favor. Clean your guns time to time. It comes in handy. Because that was full of just little baby pieces of brass and filth. But it even kind of takes apart just like an AR bolt. So if you've done an AR bolt before, you kind of know how to put these back together and put them and take this bolt apart. This is before the AR actually, or about around the same time. Say 60s, 70s. So AR was in Vietnam about that time. So they got the idea for that probably, or vice versa. Both use a rotating bolt. But it's probably enough for me tonight, guys. And I'm going to do the barrel. I'm going to clean it again really good. I cleaned it with Hoppies when I first got the gun, but go back and clean it. I want to clean that chamber out really heavily and get that cleaned up, and we'll put that together. But I'm going to make sure we oil everything up good too, so little steps at a time, but we'll get back together. Well, just clean this out. A bit of really heavy cleaning this time. Use some Hoppies number 9 and clean it out with some spray to wash it all out with. pretty cruddy. So, see how cruddy it was? That's how cruddy. And the little fine stuff. A little bit of Loctite spots in it. And let's get where Loctite was done in a rail. It's on the end of it down there. It ran, I guess it ran through the action and ran down. And then I found a little brass burrs from cases. So I'm kind of wondering where all that brass is coming from. Not action, but I'll give you guys an update on this. How far we're getting. Okay. Got that cleaned up. Watch it for that O-ring, guys. I pulled this out of the slide. But O-ring was down in there. But get that cleaned up. It was heavy. It was almost brown. Washed it off. It was heavy brown. A lot of carbon buildup on it. But this is what your slide runs on. So get it cleaned up, nice and cleaned up. Now, chain's back here again. Finally got it put together. Simmons 60 Gamemaster. It's back together completely. And blocks up. So, man, I did run a dummy round through it. We had no issues on cycling and the bolt locking up on a round. So we're back working. So, what it taught us is these old guns need really heavily cleaned time to time. This one probably hasn't been apart in 50 years. So, take the time, take the barrel off, do a heavy cleaning of the bolt face, the barrel, clean up your bolt, clean up all that, and your rails, and everything. Also, your tube, give it a really heavy cleaning and oiling, and make sure your O-ring is in there. If it's not, you can order a new O-ring from Remington. But glad to have this bear rifle back together, and we'll have it ranged sooner and later. I'm back in the woods. That's just an older Nikon. Scope, 3x9x40. It is the, I can't remember what line it is, but it's the line that Sig's not making. So, just to let you guys know, it was originally made by Nikon, but now Sig's making it. But it's one of the original Nikons. He's still a puppy. He's like almost 12. He's like 10 and 11ish. But I'll catch you guys later. Two-way strong.